Daegu's first confirmed MERS patient has been diagnosed, and reports have it that he used multiple public facilities, coming into contact with at least 300 people. President Park Geun-hye has visited elementary and middle schools in Seoul that have reopened since MERS outbreak-inspired closings. And reports about the way a North Korean soldier defected to South Korea over the DMZ on Monday have sparked criticisms of the military's lax nighttime border surveillance. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Wednesday, June 17th. I'm Luke Clary. The first confirmed Middle East Respiratory Syndrome patient in the city of Daegu has been diagnosed, and reports have it that he used multiple public facilities before he was confirmed to carry the virus. Public jitters are rising as this person is believed to have been in contact with at least some 300 people.
A civil servant working at a local district office in the city of Daegu was confirmed as the first MERS patient in Daegu on Tuesday. The man had visited an emergency room at the Samsung Medical Center in Seoul on May 27 and 28 to visit his hospitalized mother. During 17 days between that time and this Monday, when initial test results pointed to his infection, the man attended several populated events, including weddings and funerals. Based on estimates so far, he had contacts with at least 300 people. He went on a trip to Suncheon, South Jeolla Province, with some 80 coworkers at the Nam District Office in Daegu, riding on 2 tourist buses. He also went to work normally up until last week and visited 3 local elderly centers as part of his job routine, during which he contacted around 130 senior citizens. He also had contacts with 150 people at another social event he attended. So far, only 31 people he had contacted have been quarantined, which include coworkers and clerks at a public bath. But once his whereabouts and contactees are more clearly confirmed, the number of those to be placed under monitoring is expected to spike up.
President Park Geun-hye visited elementary and middle schools in Seoul that have reopened since closing down temporarily due to the MERS outbreak. She told the students that simply practicing good hygiene can help fight MERS and that they should be able to trust schools as safe places.
Daemo Elementary School is located near Samsung Medical Center in Seoul. Students are in the middle of a hygiene class on how to prevent infection. President Park Geun-hye told the students that MERS is similar to a Middle Eastern flu and that they should practice good hygiene.
손 씻기라든가 또는 또 몇 가지 건강 습관을 잘만 실천하면 메르스 같은 거는 무서워할 필요가 전혀 없다고 생각합니다.
Park asked school authorities to carry out thorough preventive measures to inspire trust among the students that school is a safe place.
부모님들도 이제 안심할 수가 있어야 또 막 안심하고 우리 어린이들 학교에 보내실 수가 있고.
An explorative term without tests is underway at Seoul Girls Middle School. Classes have resumed, but interactive programs and field trips have been canceled due to the MERS scare.
메르스가 종식이 돼서 이제 여러분들이 그런 계획했던 거를 다시 할 수 있도록 정부로서도 최선을 다하겠습니다.
President Park promised to disclose information early so that people would come to accept government announcements as facts.
A North Korean soldier who defected to South Korea on Monday was reportedly lying in wait outside the South Korean border guard post from the day before. The revelation has raised criticism about the military's lax nighttime border surveillance.
The North Korean soldier who defected to South Korea was found Monday morning at around 8 a.m. by a South Korean soldier near the guard post and barbed wire fence inside the demilitarized zone. The teenage soldier crossed through iron railings on the North Korean side the previous night, spent the night in the mountains several hundred meters away from the South Korean border guard post, and approached the guard post the following morning. He was detected just 4 meters away from the guard post situation room, In Parliament, lawmakers on the Defense Committee blasted the lax border defense and the military's failure to detect the North Korean soldier until he nearly approached the guard post.
기순자가 아니고 저기 침투했다면 이거 어떻게 할 뻔 알았어요? 저기 침투를 했다 하더라도 GP의 방어 상태는 견고하기 때문에.
The 19-year-old defector left his barracks on June 7th after suffering from beatings on a regular basis. During the investigation, he also told South Korean officials that he traveled 200 kilometers for a week before crossing the military demarcation line.
As Korea experiences an extended period of severe drought, rice fields in coastal areas are seeing considerable salt stress. Now, that's a condition in which high salinity levels in soil solution cause plants to die. In some places, it's become hard to tell whether it's a rice field or a salt farm.
Parched rice seedlings cover the fields as far as the eye can see. This is a farming region in Ganghwa Island with no alleviating rain in sight. The damage is most serious in the fields near the shores. Several white patches have appeared in the fields. With the water in the fields drying up, what's left behind in the fields is salt. That's because the only nearby source of water for farming has turned salty. Freshwater fish that died from too much salinity in the water are washed up along the river. The salinity of the water is measured in the 0.5% range, more than twice the allowance for agricultural water. In some places, the level reached 2%, more than half the salinity of seawater. A sharp reduction in river water allowed seawater to flow back into the river. It's because the floodgates at the river's downstream area failed to completely block out the countercurrent.
한 30만 평 정도 돼. 거의 한 반 이상은 여기 본 거예요. 이 우리 부락 주민의 반 정도는 이 염해 피해를 본 거예요.
Other coastal farmlands in Gimpo and Paju are also seeing considerable salt damage, but there isn't even a single agency that assesses the extent of such loss.
More perpetrators of what's called revenge driving have been apprehended by the police. These drivers would suddenly cut into lanes to cause a 5-car rear-end pileup collision or throw water bottles at other drivers.
A passenger car drives ahead of another vehicle. It makes an abrupt stop, collides with the car behind, trips over the central line, and clashes with another vehicle. Altogether, 6 cars clashed in a 5-car collision, leaving 5 drivers injured. A police investigation has found that a 67-year-old surnamed Kang chased after a car that had cut in front of him and made the stop intentionally. The case was initially regarded as a regular car accident involving a lane change gone wrong. But it became a criminal investigation into revenge driving after a motorcycle driver provided black box footage to the police. Here, a car is seen speeding up and passing another driver. The revenge driver hurls an object at the other car. The 33-year-old threw a water bottle at a car in retaliation for being cut off earlier while on the access road to the Olympic Expressway. The police have arrested and are questioning the man on charges of revenge driving.
The management and labor union of SK Hynix have agreed to start a so-called wage-sharing system in which 20% of the pay increase would be shared with subcontractors. This is the first time a local company has decided to implement the plan, which is expected to provide a new model of coexistence for large conglomerates and smaller companies.
SK Hynix management and labor union representatives concluded an agreement for a so-called wage-sharing system with the CEOs of their subcontracting companies. 20% of the pay raise will be shared with the subcontractors. This year, nearly $5.9 million will be provided to some 4,000 subcontractor employees. The money will be used for their own wage increases and welfare and benefit programs.
이게 진짜 꿈인가 생시인가. 처음에 지난 화요일 날 말씀 듣고 잠을 다 설쳤습니다. 이런 일이 다 있었나 싶었습니다.
This is the first time that employees of a large conglomerate have shared their own wages with workers in subcontracting companies, regardless of their performance. The average monthly income for workers in small and medium-sized companies in Korea is a little over $1,800. That's only half of what conglomerate employees earn, and the gap is growing wider. The decision by SK hynix management and workers is being applauded as the first step toward a new level of coexistence.
Korea's first humanoid robot, Hubo, developed by a team from KAIST, has won the DARPA Robotics Challenge. That's an international robot competition. We met with the researchers who developed this smart humanoid machine.
The humanoid robot, Hubo, which represented South Korea at this international competition for robots, drives a car on its own. It then opens the door and closes a valve on the wall. This competition showcased robots developed to cope with nuclear accidents. Hubo perfectly carried out its mission by performing 8 tasks, such as overcoming hurdles, climbing stairs, and making holes in walls. Hubo beat its rivals developed by 23 teams from around the world to win the $2 million prize.
일본이라든가 미국, 그다음 유럽의 아주 최강의 로봇들과 겨뤄서 당당히 1등을 했다는 것은 이제 우리도 그들 정도의 기술 수준을 확보했다. 이렇게 평가받을 만하다고 생각합니다.
This robot is the disaster rescue version of Hubo 2. It can also transform and move on its wheels. Hubo is expected to play an important role on disaster sites and in space exploration in the future.
Actress Jang Nara and actor Seo In-guk will appear in a new KBS TV drama as a couple. Here's more from the world of show business.
Jang Nara and Seo In-guk are to appear in the comical KBS TV drama Remember You. Jang plays an elite detective with a degree from the National Police University, while Seo plays a genius psychoanalyst. The two portray an affectionate, albeit tough couple that investigates crimes, sometimes in a serious and sometimes in a funny way.
굉장히 부담 없이 보실 수 있는 코미디도 있고요. 그리고 또 감정적으로 호소하는 진한 부분들도 있고요. 또 그리고 우리 멋있는 남자분들이 만들어가는 스릴러도 있고요.
Remember You will go on air on June 22nd after the drama Who Are You? School 2015. Korean hip-hop veteran Tiger J.K. has released his new single entitled It's Good to See You. In the song, the singer expresses his gratitude to his fans for their long-lasting support. His wife, singer Yoon Mi-rae, participated in the chorus. Idol group B2B are to make a comeback on June 29th with their first studio album. Since debuting in 2012, B2B has released 6 mini-albums. The title track of the band's first full-length studio album is a ballad entitled Are You Okay?
For those looking to shed some weight, the most challenging part of the body is the belly. Today we'll show you the different types of pot bellies out there and how to get rid of that unsightly fat in the midsection. Waist circumference measurements of more than 90 centimeters for men and 85 centimeters for women are typically considered abdominal obesity. There are different types of pot bellies. A bulging upper abdomen is usually caused by frequent drinking or stress, while the fat in the lower abdomen is the result of chronic constipation and lack of exercise. Bulging sides, generally called love handles and troubling to most women, are caused by poor posture. These 3 types of fat distribution in the abdomen combine to form the all-around pot belly type. How can we slim down in the midsection? Miss Shin Sun-mi maintains a great figure despite her age of 52 years. What you eat is just as important as exercise when it comes to flattening the abdomen. Try not to use so much salt, since excessive sodium causes subcutaneous fat to collect. Instead, season with pepper and sea kelp. Spicy chili pepper is another essential ingredient in the dietary plan aimed at getting rid of a fat belly.
마지막에 이렇게 파하고 매운 청양고추를 넣어주시면 이 매콤한 맛이 조금 싱거운 맛을 보완해주기 때문에 입맛도 돋을 수 있고.
There's even an exercise routine that claims to take off centimeters from your abdomen in an instant. Let's check it out and see if that's true. Stretch out your arms above your head and lean over sideways while keeping your tummy tucked in. Hold that position for 10 seconds. Then, put your hands behind your head and twist at your waist. Be sure to keep your buttocks flexed tight. Next, clasp the hands above your head and slowly lean backward, as if you're stretching out your abdomen. Then, point your toes upward and stretch the calf for 5 seconds. Amazingly, waist circumference can be reduced by 2 centimeters using these simple exercises.
현대인이 이제 불규칙한 자세로 인해서 구부정한 펴주거나 갑자기 이제 사이즈를 줄이고 싶으실 때 진행하시는 운동입니다.
Rather than trying to lose a lot of weight fast, try to stick to these simple routines and get rid of the belly fat in a slow and steady manner. And now we'll take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. And that's it for this edition of News Today. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you again at the same time tomorrow. Goodbye.